Peace and love, fam. So, um, hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I'm going through my own issues, my own things. Some upgrading, some dealing with some challenges. Some of the challenges that I'm having is that really dealing personally with my old mind controlled um, agents, I guess you could say. And today I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and post some of the pictures of them, specifically because they refuse to go away. They have an agenda, and they keep using, just like how I told you the other day, they were trying to convince me to kill myself, that it would be okay. And so that agenda has not changed. They still have that type of agenda, and they are still, attacking me in different ways, and basically being abusive. Um, you know, in my heart, and in my mind as well, I'm all about love and peace and happiness. But these creatures are um, not exactly, for that. They do some very strange things um, that are not really helpful towards reality in any way. Say that you're a person that's been meditating, that wants to move on with reality, wants to kind of let go of this whole money system and, slavery. You don't want to be a slave, basically. You're kind of tired of being a slave for these people, for these entities, and you've been awoken in different ways. You've taken charge of your spirituality, of your soul. You realize what's going on. Unfortunately, there are beings, creatures, who will take that universal love and use it for their own means. Um, for example, say this is one great way for me that I know when I'm still being fucked with. I'll masturbate. And what happens, usually, if they're still messing with you in some way, is that you will notice that you no longer have any feeling in your sensitive areas. They've used technology, or nanotechnology or something to stop your ability to connect to that very beautiful feeling in your body and in your soul. It will stop your ability to connect with your soul, and org energy is the the greatest one. That's what it's a part of. And these entities, and I ask them, like, why would you do such a thing? And there's usually no response. It's very childish, immature behavior. um, but regardless of what it is that's going on in your life, have some sex. That's what I suggest. And you'll find out very quickly if they're still fucking with you. Because if, for me, um, they literally can can zap it. They zap it away. Um, it's very disturbing that you're trying to help some people. You're putting yourself out there. You're trying to be a good person, trying to be loving and caring, and they're enacting this mind control and stealing your orgasmic energy at the same time. And one wonders if that is the whole purpose in the first place. When I'm attacked and you know, when they're trying to ruin me in different ways and trying to basically just destroy my reality, destroy my world that I'm living in, take away any resource, take away your ability to eat, take away isolate you, um, take away your family. You know, these beings, and as I said before, I'm going to show you some pictures. They look normal. They look like normal human beings. Unfortunately, they're anything but that. I would consider them almost like shells. And inside their shells are either computers, reptoids, insectoids, maybe hybrids. I am not sure exactly. And I don't really do a lot of editing, so I'm probably going to just put pictures in the beginning and the end. But, this is again my story. I've, tried to work with and do the best I can to share the love and the peace and the harmony and the happiness that I feel. Unfortunately, there are entities that, or people and entities, I'm not really sure, that will take advantage of you, will take advantage of whatever it is that you're doing and steal your energy, and all for that orgasmic energy. And as I told you in previous videos, I've actually felt what it's like. It actually feels like little needles. It feels like little laser beams or needles, very thin, obviously, but basically shooting out my sensory neurons inside of my penis. Which is a very strange thing to say, but even stranger to experience. And then when you try to, masturbate, have sex, orgasm, there's no feeling in your sexual organs. And so they basically are trying to steal your sexuality from you, your orgasmic energy, and these entities need to go. In my opinion. And I'm putting out a video, and gonna show you guys these screenshots of these people who are participating in it. And I'll just name them real quick. I don't know all the names, but I know who they are. I know they were participating in this. Obviously, Eddie Jiang, or his name is Xiang Jiang, which is quite funny because when I looked at the location for Morrisville, for it's called U.S. Black Belt Academy, USBBA. They no longer have a Morrisville location, so I'm guessing he packed his shit up and peaced out. Maybe his contract was up. Maybe he decided to go back to South Korea and enact more surveillance and more insanity, and get more help down there or over there. But that location is now gone, and it was a thriving location. Just to let everyone know, it was a thriving location. He obviously, they come up with all these stories. He used the story that his wife was having heart problems, and I have no doubt that they actually tried to make that real. These entities, but what I also know is that they have the ability to jump in and out of different bodies and clone different bodies. And so this type of heart disease or whatever the issue might be could easily be overcome, especially with their technology, which I have experienced myself. And so you're just subjected to their lies and deceit from the very beginning. And they, I even saw his wife doing her thing. Like, for example, he would personally ask me, and this is what he would come up to my face and say, "I really would like you to be a trainer. I really need you." There's hundreds of students. There's about 100 different students, some of them which are much better at martial arts than I ever was. However, especially during my meditation and during the time that Ethan noticed that I was meditating and so on and so forth, they decided to make me one of their, I guess you could call it a sacrifice, where they wanted to steal my energy and my orgasmic energy. Anyway, so the plan became to basically try to grab me and spend as much time with me as possible, I guess, to get my frequencies, which they did, only because I'm a loving soul. And I was like, sure, no problem. I was a stay-at-home father, and then I had to, doing martial arts, and, I really had no intention in being a trainer or anything like that. But because of the way that the slave market works, I had my father-in-law, who is Ethan Priel, attacking me and trying to force me to find work, that sort of thing. And obviously, my ex was making at this point probably between $70,000 and $100,000 a year, and we had a nice living condition. Compared to some people who are on food stamps, we weren't having that much of an issue. But they were definitely, they had enacted their plan basically, and stupid me, I had no idea what was going on. But these entities, and dark entities, fallen angels, whatever you want to call them, they had enacted a plan, involved the neighborhood, and etc., etc., etc. And this is what they do. And I feel sad and sorry for anyone who has had to experience this or has fallen and been taken because of it. And hopefully you will find peace and harmony in the future. However, I want to get it out that these creatures are doing some things that are just beyond reasonable. It is beyond love. Like, it's below love. Excuse me. It's not love. It's hate. It's destruction. It's destroying, and it's very hurtful. And I'm experiencing it firsthand. And with their deception, deceiving, even in terms of being open and saying, "Hey, I would love to forgive you and move on." They're still, like, I was in, meditating. When you're in the love, there's no way that you can hurt anybody. And so, I'm like, "Oh, forgiveness, please, and let's just move on." Even in that, they still stole my orgasmic energy. And, for those of you who are in the know what I'm talking about. It's definitely not a good thing. So, just wanted to put that video out there and explain how it saddens me that they've done these sort of things. And amen. Peace out, fam.